Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rochelle and I'm doing a special spring equinox reading for the collective. Also, we are celebrating Mercury going direct today. Yay, so much to celebrate. So let's start with the prosperity dust, which apparently is working because I keep getting messages of prosperity coming in for the collective in all forms. So yay for that. Okay, so this spread is called You're Not the Same Person Anymore, and here's why. So let's just dive in. Gotta start with the angel cards. Sisterhood, brotherhood. You've got your peeps around you. Supporting, encouraging, standing with you, rising, walking. And we've got truth. Two angels holding hands, looking at one another. Speaking truth. Standing in truth. What does truth even mean? Looking at truth, the idea of truth from different vantage points, different perspectives. We all have different truths because we all come in with different, well, let's see, how do I say that? Yeah, I think we do. We do all come into this life carrying truths. And then through our experiences, we develop other truths. We, through all kinds of ways. and so this is all about recognizing that each of us has something within us, understandings that just because they're contradictory to what other people hold as their truths doesn't make them wrong. There was actually a conversation yesterday with some coworkers that were kind of having a little debate about it. It was primarily focused around like politics and kind of economic structure and stuff like that. But, it's this idea that we're naturally inclined to take a stance on things based on what we feel is true and right. But there are more perspectives. And you can feel very strongly about your own truth. And also, there's also room for other truths, even though that can be kind of can't think of the word. It can shake people up a little bit. It can make them feel threatened. And what was cool about that conversation, because I was mostly just listening in and interjecting here and there, but my one work buddy was like, I sit in the middle. I see both sides. And the other one was like, no, it's this way, and here's why, and had all these reasons. And, the other one was like, yeah, I mean, I get that. And also, it's like a card in one or two of my decks. This and that are true. So anyway, there's that. Okay, so let's look at what cycle is closing out. What cycle is closing out? We are moving from winter into spring. We are moving from Mercury in retrograde to Mercury direct. What cycle is being closed out? And we just had a new moon in Pisces a couple days ago. So there's also that energy, which is very much about also closing out cycles and, moving to something new. Oh my God, this is one of my favorites. I love this guy. This is the Rebel. This makes my inner rebel so happy. This is the Emperor. Aries energy. Okay. cycle that's closing out. Tell me more. 5 of fire, totality. Two of fire, possibilities. So this is a pretty major cycle that's closing. And it's so interesting because I've been kind of ruminating on this theme this morning. So what we see here is he's got chains that are broken around his feet. He's broken some kind of chain, something that has kept him bound. And he has wings. And there's a bird here that looks like it's like whispering in his ear. Maybe it's kissing his cheek, whatever this bird is doing. But it's like there's a reminder here of his ability to fly, and that he has the strength to kick off whatever has kept him bound. And he's carrying a torch. He carries his own light. He guides his own way. And so basically there's been a period of time. This could have been a very long period of time. Or, it was relatively brief, different for everyone. But there's an understanding of what has kept you stuck, what has kept you bound. And it's like taking back your power. It's realizing that you have always had the power. Maybe you just didn't realize it, or you were made to believe you didn't, or something. And so with this totality here, there's kind of there's this fiery energy, right? Again, carrying your own fire. And there's with the trapeze thing going on, there's a handing off. There's okay, so the person in the middle is being held by their feet and they're reaching, but they haven't quite gotten a hold of the other yet. And we can't really tell. Are they letting go, or are they about to come together? Either way, there's a shift from one to the other. This feels like the shift that we're talking about right now. There's a cycle closing out and there's a new one beginning. And this is kind of, it's an in-between, we'll say. It's like something is about to happen, or it has just happened. We got some kitty confirmation here. So freaking loud. And so with this handoff, with this shift, this is opening up possibilities. Now, what's interesting about this is that this bird looks very similar. This one's definitely got an eagle thing going on. I don't know what this is, but it's like, it's almost like the bird here is reminding the rebel of his power, his ability to fly, his strength to release himself. And then it's almost like he morphs into this eagle. So basically you are discovering new abilities. You're gaining a new vantage point, like I started with this truth, where you're seeing things more clearly. There's been a handoff. And it's like, now you can fly. Now you can see in a new way. You see possibilities that you couldn't see before. You can't see things from the ground that you can see from the air. And so there's something new that is opening up. And this came up in a reading I did yesterday. Discernment. There was a crossroads. This has been a common theme. And it's there's likely more than one choice or two choices. There's many ways to traverse these mountains. Yeah. Yeah. So you're closing out this kind of, feeling stuck, feeling grounded, like grounded in a, like held down, held back. And with that, you are being released by your own hand, basically. Like, hang on. Let me get some water. So, what is being rebalanced? Where do I go from here? What is being rebalanced? Okay. The spirit animal oracle winked at me. What is being rebalanced? Eagle spirit. Spirit has your back. 23, we've got the eagle. Oh man. Spirit has your back. And I was just listening to someone talking about this morning. It was amazing that you are recognizing your divinity. The fact that you are an extension of source, of spirit, of the universe. And there isn't any kind of it's not coming from an egoic place. It's a recognition that we all are divine. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. This is why we can all have different truths and it all be correct. At least to a certain extent. Because there's that remembering that truth can be skewed depending on what lens we are looking through. And we all have a specific lens. And so it's remembering that we see things from our specific lens. Think like a prism, and there's all the different sides, the different facets. And this also brings up, yesterday I discovered there is a fifth agreement. So, there's the 4 agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote the 4 agreements. And I was made aware yesterday that there is a 5th. And the 5th is something like, be skeptical, but keep an open mind. And the idea is to be skeptical about everything that comes into your awareness, including your own beliefs and thoughts. And be open to different things. Be open to the fact that whatever you are perceiving most likely is not the whole story. So, anyway, back to this. What is being rebalanced? Knowing that spirit has your back, because you are, in effect, you are spirit. That some people would call this blasphemous, but you are God. But it's not that you are, again, you're not like, I am God and I am all powerful and I can do whatever I want and, have power over. It's not like that. It's understanding that your true nature is divine. And we are all. One analogy I like to use is the hand. where the palm is source and then we each are the fingers. Of course, it's a many billion fingered hand, but right, we're all connected to the same thing. We all work together through this hub of energy, we'll say love, hub of love. All right, what is being rebalanced? Hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. Wow, 32, 23. We have 2 5s. Actually, we have 3 5s. 5 is a number of change. It's a disrupt. It's a card of. It's also a number of disruption. It's the understanding that change is not always very easy to deal with, to go through, to embrace. But we are very adaptable, and for the most part, we learn to work with it. We learn to work with our new circumstances, or whatever the change is. And it's so interesting that it's 2 birds. We have the eagle and the hawk. Isn't this interesting? Because this looks like this hawk. It's like the hawk came in, spirit came in and whispered in your ear, and then you transformed into the eagle. Because you're like, oh, right, I can fly. I am divine. Spirit is your guide. Spirit has your back. Woo! Okay, and then we have ant spirit. Time to collaborate. Number 1. What is being rebalanced? Your ability to collaborate with others who carry different truths. And that's a part of this totality as well. This is a collaboration. This is a handing off. There's a new collaboration. There's something, you are meant to do something new, maybe with a new group of people, or maybe there's been a period of time where you've been kind of a lone wolf, going it alone. You've been, taking care of your own needs. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to bring this together with others. And it's like, oh God, why is this word always eluding me lately? I want to say symmetry. That's not right. It's synergy. No, that's not right. Anyway, it's the idea of the whole being greater than the sum of its parts. Everyone has something different to bring to, is it synergy? Anyway, everyone's bringing something different to the table. And creating something that is divine, because everybody's divine. We all are in this together, and then we can it's like we're all on our different paths. I used to talk about this, like when I first started doing this, that we're all on these different paths, and now the paths are converging into this super highway, and we're all, some of us are coming together, and we're forming something that is bigger and grander. It's grander. It's, there's so much more possibility with it. Yeah. Okay. Wow. And look at that. I'm going to ask one more question. What did Mercury retrograde actually teach you? What did Mercury retrograde actually teach you? All right, let me go with the numerology deck. What did this period of time in the last roughly, we'll say month, what has it taught you? Karmic completion. Uh-huh. You've learned what really definitively does not work for you anymore. You've closed out some major cycles here. There's a handoff. You're leaving karmic energies behind. And that's a 1. Leaving behind the karmic situations, karmic energies, and moving into new collaborations that are, I mean, still karmic. Everything is karmic, right? If it's happening to us, it's karma. It's a cause and effect. But this feels like the karmic completion is that the chains that kept you bound. And then we have change. Again, we have a 5. We've got 4 5s on the table now. Yep. You are finally embracing change. If you resisted it, which most likely you did, because that is part of being human and probably will never go away. Change is kind of uncomfortable. But it's funny, change and chains, similar. Breaking the chains, there's a change with the chains. You have learned that you have to change something. You want to change something. You need to change something. You are in the process of changing something. You have fully closed something out and embraced the change. It's going to be different, for different ones of you, but there's definitely an understanding that change is necessary, and really it is the only thing we can truly count on. And adventure. 55. Now we have 6 5s on the table. And 55 breaks down to a 10, which is a 1. So now we have 3 1s. So we have all this change. We have new beginning, and there's a new adventure. Time to collaborate. There's a new adventure. This is one of my favorite words. Adventure is about leaning in with curiosity. You were probably bound to a certain extent by fear. This has been also coming up in the readings lately. And now you're like, okay, I'm curious. I now have wings to fly. There's all these possibilities. What are they? What can I lean into? What's around the next corner? I'm so curious. Yeah. So, whoa, this is powerful. I'm going to take this to the extended. I'm going to be looking at the clarity that is returning, what needs to be approached differently moving forward, and where can your energy go next? And maybe if there's time, a little extra fun. So, the link to Patreon, to the extended, is in the description box below. If you are not joining me there, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I'm very excited for you and what is to come with this new adventure, this new cycle that's happening in your life. So have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.